Hey, my fragrance friends, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for being here. I apologize for my absence. Life was lifing and, well, real life. So I just wanted to hop right into it. Today I wanted to cover perfumes to wear and fragrance mists to wear during that time of the month. I had actually a roster of other things that I was going to record today, but then I thought, you know what? This was kind of just a bit of inspiration for myself. To do this and share this with you guys. I know maybe not everybody can relate to this, but I know a lot of us struggle with really bad periods. I mean, like really bad periods. And that part and parcel of the pain is also sensitivity to smells. And God bless you if you don't have issues like that, but I know many of us do, and I know even more of us suffer in silence because we think, why isn't everyone else suffering as much as I do? Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm one of those people that have excruciating periods, especially for the first 48 hours. Forget about it. Like, I'm out of commission, and one of the things that I've noticed about myself is even my scent change, my scent preferences change. So I just kind of wanted to share with you guys the things I wear for the first 48 hours, because as frag heads, we know that it's almost impossible for us to not want to smell good. Like, I even smell good when I go to bed. So that should tell you how much I love scents. But given that parameters that I love to smell good, I still need to be able to be flexible and what is good for me in those moments. Like things that I normally love, like Jessica Simpson's Signature, I love that perfume, but do not come near me with it for 48 hours when I'm on my period. Like I want to eat white chocolate. I don't want to smell like white chocolate. Or my favorite mist, like coconut cream pie. Like, do not come near me with coconut cream pie. You can feed me. You can feed me coconut cream pie, but I want nothing like that on my body. Like, I don't want to smell, I don't want to smell cozy. I don't want to smell sweet. I don't want to smell cloying. I don't want to smell like food. I don't want any Montal perfumes near me. Any oud. Oh my God, any oud perfume, stay away from me for 48 hours. So yeah, I just wanted to just quickly share, probably going to be 20 minutes, share the perfumes that I wear on each day, because it varies from the first day to the second day. The first day is the height of my sensitivity, and the second day is not so bad, and I kind of want to still edge my way back into my normal realm of scents. So I'm going to do perfume and mist, and the reason why I'm not making this two different videos, because, well, I just kind of want to get through it. I'm not going to go too much into the notes. I'll just do a description of what it is and the rationale why I choose to wear it on that day and why I think it doesn't bother me. And before I jump in, I try to give you guys a nugget of some kind of useful thing you can take in your real lives. And so for those of us who suffer with periods, at the end of the day, there's only so much we can do to truly take away the pain. But a hack that I learned is to take magnesium a couple of days before your period and first couple of days of your period, and it helps significantly. Again, it's still, those who have debilitating pain, I understand, like, there's not much that we can truly do to alleviate all of that, but what I'm going to tell you is that it does help mitigate the edge of the pain. It helps take that sharpness, that stabbingness away from your pain. So the one that I personally use and I would recommend to you guys is the Now brand. It's Magnesium Citrate Softgels. And this one I would recommend because I've tried many different supplements and this one is the best. It is the one that's most bioavailable to the body, and what bioavailability means is the body's ability to absorb it better. So for this one particular formulation and the soft gels, Magnesium Citrate Soft Gels, the body is able to absorb it more efficiently than any other formulation. So just wanted to recommend this to you a couple of days before and a couple of days in. And again, it's not going to be life-changing, but it will definitely help take that stabbing edge off. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Okay, let's just hop straight into it. The first one I would recommend for the first day of the period, I touched on this in my video a couple of months back, my first sit-down review of perfumes of the month. I touched on it very briefly, and it is Victoria's Secret. It's very sexy now, and this is a very fresh, tart perfume. And so I just want to review away things I don't want to be near. I don't want to be near like gourmand scents, creamy scents, cozy scents. You know, even though I want to be in a sweater and I want to have a heating pad, I don't want to smell cozy. Does that make sense? So I prefer things that are fresh, but not laundry fresh. Fresh as in like a little bit lighter, like think like lotus, like slightly aquatic, watery, and definitely tart. Citrus is safer, but not all citruses are safe because we know citrus can get a little overbearing. So I'm going to share with you what I wear. So Victoria's Secret Very Sexy Now. This one does not get any hype, and I don't understand why. I love this, and there's a time and a place for stuff like this. This does not last long, but when you are on the first 2 days of your period, especially your first day of your period, you don't want a beast performing fragrance. You know what I mean? So the perfumes that last maybe 3-4 hours, this is the time for the first 2 days of your period when you're struggling and your scent profile changes. You want something that is much lighter. This is a very beautiful tart scent. There is coconut, but not like a creamy coconut. It is not a suntan kind of lotion. It just adds a beautiful roundness because there is guava in this, so that guava adds that tartness, right? So this is a tart, light, fresh scent. Does not last very long, and trust me, that's something you want. So if you want to reapply, you can. But yeah, this is definitely a mood lifter. So for your first day, I would highly recommend Victoria's Secret Very Sexy Now. And another one I don't really hear people talk about is Stash by Sarah Jessica Parker, the Privé. So this is not Stash, the one in the brown bottle. This is the Privé one. This one has quince. This one has grapefruit juice. And as you can see, there's quite a dent I have in it. And I believe there's also, don't be scared by this one because I know someone's going to be scared by this note. There's also sage in here. But it's not a gross scent. It is actually quite relaxing, but this again is a fresh, slightly watery scent. There is also a slight citrusy, but it's like a rounded citrusy note, not anything that's overbearing, but that quince and the grapefruit and the sage opens up very beautifully. Again, not long lasting, 3 to 4 hours, but again, this is a pick me up. That's why there's such a big dent in this for me, and I actually have a backup bottle of this. It is just a mood lifter. It's not too overbearing, and it just does the job. So I want to smell good. I want to smell fresh. I don't want to smell like laundry per se, but you definitely want a bit of a mood uplifter. And again, something I don't understand why this isn't raved about. I think it keeps being compared to its sister, the original, Sarah SJP Stash, the one in the brown bottle. Haven't smelled it. Don't know much about it, but it's flanker called Privé. Again, I will list the names of everything I'm talking about down below for your convenience. But yes, this is another great one to reach for on your first day of your period when you're just really sensitive. The next one I would recommend is Rumeur to Rose by Lanvin. This is a rose citrus scent, and it is very fresh. And it is very citrusy, but not in a way that would be annoying. It is very light, again, not long lasting, 3 to 4 hours. But it's just the right amount of like aquatic citrusiness to lift up your mood, to get you started on your day. And so you can start your day smelling good. Especially when you know your first 2 days of your period, you don't want anything, again, as I said, at least for me, I don't know if it's different for you, but I don't want to be smelling sweet and candy-like and cupcake-like, and I love doing that, but those 2 days, I want to be fresh, I want to be light. I'm already feeling heavy, we're already bloated, we already have a lot of pain, so we just want to think uplifting. So Rumeur to Rose by Lanvin, again, I would recommend for your first day of your period to kind of get your mood uplifted and still smell good. The next one I would recommend is MAC Candy Yum Yum. This is guava in there. There's cotton candy, so I know that might sound a little crazy because I just said I don't want to smell sweet, but this to me comes off more tart than anything. And again, it's not long lasting. It's maybe maybe 3 to 4 hours. But again, this is just, yeah, gosh, this is like a sweet, sour, tart, fresh bath for your nose. And I know there's candy, cotton candy in here, but it's not like one that would make you nauseous, at least for me. But that tartness of the guava really kind of just brings this whole thing up. And again, this is a mood lifter for me. And it's not long lasting again. So you're light, you're airy, you're fresh, you're tart, and on point for you to still smell good. So MAC Candy Yum Yum. And the last one I would recommend for the first day for perfumes is Ariana Grande Thank You Next 2.0. Not the original, don't go near that one for your period if you're sensitive. But this is 2.0, the one in the, I guess, purpley bottle. It comes with a purple heart around it that I removed. And this opens with pomegranate. Again, this is a juicy, slightly tart, sweet, but not like cloyingly sweet, just like a fresh tart sweetness. And I would really recommend it for your first day of your period. Now, moving on to mists for your first day. Oh, pardon me, I just need to take a sip of my warm tea while it's still warm. Okay, so moving on to the mist that I would recommend for the first day of your period is Perfect Peony by Bath & Body Works. Again, it has that tartness. It has that sweet tartness. It's not like a cloying tartness. It's not a florally. I mean, it is florally, but not like a dense, heavy kind of floral. That tartness, it's light. So with the notes in here, it's pink lady apple. So again, you got that crispness of that apple. You have sorbet peony. So sorbet, you think like light and icy kind of peony. And peony is a fantasy note, but again, it's more like an airy, aquatic floral. So that's why I thought of it. There's vanilla sandalwood, but again, it's not heavy. Yeah, so that apple and that peony is just very light, slightly aquatic, watery, tart, fresh and aquatic since not fresh as in laundry scent. But yeah, I do very well with this one. The next one for Bath & Body Works for the first day of the period I would recommend is Cloud 9. And in here we have Lavender Breeze, Morning Dewdrops, and Cozy Amber. Again, this is a really nice scent. Yeah, this is sweet, but there's something about this I think that's not aggravating. It is sweet, but not like a candy sweet. That lavender, it's a hit or miss with me with lavender, but this one, I think it's the Morning Dewdrop note here that kind of gives it that watery aquaticness, but it's still sweet. It's still well-rounded, and you're gonna smell fresh, and you're gonna smell fresh. You're gonna smell sweet, but like in a slightly airy way. Okay, so this is like an airy kind of sweetness. That's not too much, and I would recommend this Cloud 9. So like the picture is actually very quite perfect for the way it makes you feel, like clouds, like light and airy. So there's only way I can really describe Cloud 9. Recommend that for the first day. The next one and the last one I would recommend for the first day, and then we'll move on to the second day, is Honey Wildflower. So here we have crisp pear, wildflowers, and sweet honey. And this honey note might sound scary, but the crispness of that pear, the crispness of the pear really kind of adds that nice tartness to it. And the wildflowers, it's there, but again, it's a sharp kind of wildflower floraliness. And that sweet honey, again, it's there, but it's underlying. It is not like a cloying honey, like a Jean Paul Gaultier kind of honey, or a Victoria's Secret like honey mist kind of honey. It's more of a lighter, watery kind of honey, so it adds that sweetness without being too much. So again, this is florally and tart and sharp and sweet, but again, not in a cloying way, so I would recommend that. Sorry, there's like a piece of dust that's in my face. It's driving me nuts again. So the last one I would recommend for the first day is Honey Wildflower. Okay, now moving on to the second day. So the second day, you're starting to feel a little bit better, but you're still not quite there. So you want to edge your way back into what is a little bit more heavier scents, but still you're not quite there yet. So I have good transitional scents for between your first day and going back to what it's normal. And here I would recommend Elizabeth and James Nirvana White. I've repurchased this over the years. I've been using it since it was first released. This does not get enough hype, and it is because it does not last long, and it is because it is light. But as I say, there is a place for perfumes that don't last long, and this is that time. This doesn't last more than 3-4 hours, and again, it is more of a skin scent. It is not a loud scent. It is not projecting, and trust me, that is what you want during this time of the month, when you're struggling with your scents, and when you end up accidentally wearing something that's too heavy, you want to throw hands with your own self, because you're thinking, what was I thinking, right? So this has, let me see if I can, oh, this has Peony, so it has that floral, aquatic, watery kind of floral. Then it has musk, so it helps ground it to your skin, but again, it's not too much, it's still light. And then there's also Lily of the Valley, which adds that kind of green sharpness to it. Yeah, this is really nice. This will constantly, every time I finish it, this will be a repurchase. So again, this is like that light, watery, peony, Lily of the Valley, grounded by musk, but again, not overbearing, 3 to 4 hours. It's not a loud projector. And during your second day of your period, when you want to start working your way into a little bit of a deeper scent because of the musk in here, I would recommend Nirvana White by Elizabeth and James. Again, I will list all the names down below. Moving on to the next day, for the second day, I would recommend Victoria's Secret Bombshells in Bloom. Again, this is a sweet floral scent, but there's still this tartness to it, but it doesn't make it overbearing. And again, it's not a long-lasting scent. It's not a loud projector, and this is that place for it. I forgot the notes in here. Yeah, in here. Yeah, it's florally, and it is sweet, but not a cloying kind of sweet. It's like a floral, youthful, fresh kind of sweet. So again, I would recommend Bombshells in Bloom by Victoria's Secret. Moving along is another one I haven't heard anybody else other than myself talk about. This is OP. I think it stands for Ocean Pacifica. I talked about it, I think, a month and a half ago in my perfume review of the month. This one is specifically called Simply Sun. Yeah. And I really, really, really enjoy the scent. It's an inexpensive scent. This is a melon scent. There is apple in here, and I think there's a grass note. Don't be scared by that. I don't know why they list grass. But what I think, it's a sweet scent, so you're edging your way back into your sweet scents without being cloying. There's a slight creaminess in here, and I don't remember what it's from, but just ever so slight. I think there is coconut in here, but again, it's not a suntanny lotion. It's not a heavy lotion, coconut. No, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's not coconut, but there's something that gives it ever so slight edge of some kind of creaminess to it. But again, it's not overbearing. It doesn't last more than 3-4 hours. And this would be a good segue back into your normal scents without being too much. Again, this is OP, Simply Sun. Moving on to the next one. Again, another one that doesn't get hype, again, because it doesn't last long, but this is the time and place for it. This is Jimmy Choo Blossom. There's that tartness of that raspberry in the opening. So this is tart and it's sweet. So you're edging your way back into sweet scents, but it's still lifted up and it doesn't last long. It's not a strong projector, so you won't knock yourself out. So you want to feel girly, you want to feel light and airy. So it's sweet, it's airy, it's slightly tart. So it's a tart sweetness, but it leans a little bit more on the sweeter side. So again, this is why it would make a good transitional scent to getting back to your normal groove. Okay, moving on to, let me just make sure. Okay, so I'm done with the perfumes. Okay, so now moving on to the body mist for the last, the second day, the last 48 hours. I would recommend Beautiful Day. This one has Sun-Kissed Apple, Sparkling Cassis, Wild Daisies, Pink Peony, and Fresh Woods. Again, so this one's a little bit stronger, so you're going to be edging your way back into your normal scents. But again, that apple, that peony gives it that watery, aquatic, fresh tartness. So you're not overbearing yourself. You still smell fresh. You smell clean. You still smell like airy, and you won't, you know, knock yourself out. But this one still is a little bit on the stronger side, so try not to spray too much. But when you smell it, you'll know what I mean. But it's still light, airy, and fresh. So this is a good transitional one for you. The next one is for people who like clean, cottony scents. I'm not too much of a fan of it. That's why I see only a tiny little dent in here. But again, there is a time and a place for this. And this one has clean cotton, orange blossom, blue freesia, and ocean musk. Show you the bottle here. So this one is a little bit more of a like literally laundry clean kind of smell. But I prefer this one to, gosh, what was that one that I don't like that came out with coconut cotton, white t-shirt? Yeah, white t-shirt I cannot get with. But this one, somehow, I think it's that cotton, that ocean musk in here that kind of just rounds it out a little bit more. That white t-shirt is a little bit too sharp for me. I usually like pear, but somehow the way that's composed, I'm not a fan of it. So if you, yeah, I'm not picking that up. So for those of you who want a little bit more of a fresh, cleaner kind of scent, I would recommend Sea Island Shore. And then now the last one I would recommend, might not be for everybody, but again, it still has that light tartness to it. That tartness, I wouldn't say it's light, but it is Country Apple. And as you can see, there's not much of a dent in here, is because I don't always reach for it. So the notes in this is apple blossom, fresh muguet, and I think a muguet is some kind of like a bark, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody please correct me below if I'm wrong. Sheer sunlight and orchid woods. So again, you have that tartness from the apple. Yeah, so this again, there's something watery about this. It is tart from the apple. It is still crisp. But I think it's that sheer sunlight note that kind of gives it that airy kind of feel where it's not too dense. When I smelled champagne, apple and honey, I think it was a little bit too much for me. And sweater weather, that apple just wasn't, it just didn't jive with my nose. And this one just seemed like I wanted something appley, but I didn't want it too much. So I would recommend Country Apple. Okay, so those are the ones, the perfumes and the body mists I would recommend for the first 48 hours of your period. Just know that you are not alone in your struggle with your period. It is, you know, normal. I don't know if it's normal, but just know that if the pain is not in your head, you feel what you feel. And when your mind changes, your body changes, your scent changes, your scent profile changes, know that that's okay. Right? You just roll with the punches and be flexible. And, you know, just because your scent profile changes doesn't mean you need to give up on one you love. And if you're watching channels like this, that means you love fragrances. So it doesn't mean you need to give up a part of your personality during that time of the month. It just means got to be a little bit creative. Okay? I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know what your time of the month perfumes are, what your time of the month mists are. I definitely will be doing a part 2 after I compile some more. And let me know if you have any hacks for a tough period. And just a gentle reminder, please find someone to thank today, even if it's for something small. And more importantly, take a moment to thank God, because if you're here watching this video, it means we made it into yet another day. And even with our trials and tribulations, God is great. Thank you, my friend. Bye.